Spot News, fair and balanced news for pets. C-Spot News. We now return to Foreign Correspondent, or His Girl Friday, or Ace in the Hole.
What? Always an ostrich? All right. What's your address?
The free tote bag is yours with a subscription to Spot
Did you
News.
release the second Bond issue in December?
Yeah.
All right.
Your cat did what? Mrs.
Al Bridge
Harris?
is Walt Disney in Deadline USA.
All right. Okay.
Listen, Mike.
I wrote a
Some
poem.
crazy stuntman is going to try taking off in an airplane from the top of an automobile this afternoon out in the valley.
What?
Sounds like a story.
Hold it, Jack. Take off from an automobile on a dirt road. Can he make it?
Because if so, I don't want to hear about
Good
it.
picture either way. I'll send Mac out with a snapper.
It's 40 miles out to the valley. We'll never make today's paper.
A wire photo will make it if they pull it by 4 o'clock.
We'll just skip the fact
Hello,
check.
Joe. I'm sending McIntyre and a photographer down. Get started for the valley right away. Yeah, some guy's gonna...
Some guy's gonna eat a whole airplane or something.
Speed, the life's blood of a newspaper.
Also booze.
Speed. Train, telegraph, airplane, telephone, and radio.
Colored smoke,
Get the
carrier
story,
swallow.
Get it to the paper. Get the paper on the street.
Printer retraction, go out of business. Looks like another Red Bull YouTube stunt.
What time do you start, Marvin?
Right now.
Better warm up the machine, Ed.
Ready for a hookup.
TMI. Back into the Action News van. Wait! I just noticed the plane also has wheels. This is stupid. All right, baby. That's right. Work that rudder. Okay, now slam on the brakes. Explain again how this is going to impress girls. Slow News Day, the motion picture. I immediately regret this. Oh, just pull over. It's not Watergate.
Give me this to rush.
Okay, lights out.
The offices of Flickr, present
Every
day.
available development of science and engineering has been utilized to get the story to the reader in the shortest possible time.
Well, mostly.
And now, the latest miracle of news gathering, sending pictures by wire, has lifted the curtain on a new era in newspaper history.
The Cretaceous period.
Traveling almost as fast as the telephone story, wired photos now go across the continent with the speed of light.
Really, really slow light.
Long distance supervisor, I want a clear circuit to the Daily News for picture transmission. Please keep this line clear.
Here's the Daily News. Go ahead, please.
See? Ladies are involved as well.
Photo.
This is Mobile Unit number 1 in the valley. Ready with pictures of stunt car and airplane.
Give me your signal.
Why do they always wire pictures during Price is Right? Speed of light.
Although it took years to perfect, the technique of sending pictures by wire is comparatively simple.
You just,
It's not a
do it.
matter of sending the whole picture at once, but of separating the picture into fine lines, sending those lines over a wire, and assembling them at the other end.
With an Etch-a-Sketch.
Let's suppose we have a picture or a pattern which we want to send to another location. And the only way to send it is through a small tube. For our purpose, we'll make this picture on closely wound string.
Simpsons Emperor Stringettes.
Now, if we start at one end of the picture,
Away with
taking
floods.
it line by line or string by string in proper order, we can run the string through the tube and assemble it at the other end, line by line, until we again have the original pattern.
Yeah, but how do you add filters?
That is exactly what we do in wired photo transmission. But we now take the picture apart electrically and translate it into units that we can send over a wire. The units are lines, all of the same width, but of different tones of gray.
The only color that exists
If we have
back
a
now.
given number of lines in a given space, the tonal value of the page, the difference between dark gray and light gray, is determined by the density of the lines.
And astrology in the stock
If the
market,
lines
it's
vary
complicated.
in density, they will form a pattern. Instead of changing lines into a pattern, Wired photo transmission is simply a matter of breaking up the pattern or picture into lines.
Using a wide-mouth
This
slam
process
can.
is called scanning. A light is focused on the picture, and as the drum revolves, this light scans the picture from top to bottom on this line.
Speed of light,
At
folks.
the same time, the drum is moving slowly along in front of the light so that every part of the picture is scanned. If we stop the drum and look inside the case,
We void the
then
warranty.
remove the condensing and amplifying apparatus, leaving only the optical system.
And pour in some maple syrup.
We see that as this light strikes each part of the picture, it is reflected back through a lens
In a process called lens reflection.
and an aperture. The aperture allows only 1/100th of an inch of the picture to pass through at a time.
Oh, it's
So that
dial-up.
the picture is scanned in fine lines.
Damn fine lines.
The light that gets through the aperture goes into the photoelectric cell. This cell contains a plate made of a metal that has a distinct reaction to light.
It breaks out in hives.
Electric current will pass more freely through the plate when it is exposed to a lot of light. Very little electric current will pass through if the cell is dark.
I get it.
Therefore, when there is a white spot on the picture, a lot of light is reflected from it into the photoelectric cell, and a lot of current passes through the plate.
Right, sure.
If there is a dark spot on the picture,
It explodes.
little or no light is reflected from it onto the plate, and very little current will pass through it.
And communism wins.
Current is then radiated into the receiver of the telephone set, where the telephone coils pick up the energy or current and send it over the line to the wired photo receiving set.
All the way to
On
this
the
jerk.
receiving machine, these currents are then transferred into corresponding lines on a photographic negative wrapped on a similar drum. Let's stop this drum and look inside.
You didn't have plans,
The
did
light that
you?
reaches the negative comes from a neon tube into which our current has been fed. A neon tube is used because it will react more quickly to current than an ordinary tube.
It's the brightest bulb in the
With lots
box.
of current, it immediately becomes bright. And with less current, the tube dims quickly.
And uses a lot of toner.
An opening on this machine, similar to the one on the sending machine, allows only a small amount of light to go through to the negative at one time.
We don't want to be
The
wasteful.
whole story of wired photo transmission, then, is simply this.
Boy meets airplane.
A lamplight scans the original picture. A white spot on the picture makes a lot of current.
Wins all the
Lots
Oscars.
of current makes lots of light on the receiving machine, and so exposes the negative more heavily at that point.
And it's just
A
that
black spot on the picture reflects no light back into the photoelectric cell. No current passes over the telephone line. The neon tube remains dim, and the negative is not exposed.
You fail.
We have merely unwound the original by lines in terms of lights and shadows, and wound it up again on the negative.
Meanwhile, the plane story has been dropped and replaced with a very special Mary Worth. Boy, it must have taken 4 months to make an animated GIF back then.
The negative now goes through the regular routine. It is developed and printed, and made into a half-tone engraving called a cut.
And thrown in the trash.
Put into the form, it goes with the page to be made into a mat, then a mold, then a part of the roaring presses.
And then wrapping paper, and then a papier-mâché craft, and then a parakeet craps on it, and then you wrap fish in it.
Before
And
the
then...
advent of wired photos, days were required to send a picture from coast to coast by train, and hours by airplane.
Years by
Now,
snail.
it is only a matter of minutes after a news event has occurred before newspapers all over the country are carrying pictures that tell the story more graphically and completely than the printed word.
Boring.
Pictures sent from any location by simply picking up a telephone and calling the paper.
Now, a slow news day can be sort of not quite as slow. Please don't print the story. This was a dumb idea. To the Chevy Cave. Thanks for watching, everybody. Catch you next time. Jam Andy.
I'm sending McIntyre and a photographer down. Get started for the valley right away. Yeah, some guy's gonna...